Join me as I dive into the age-old debate and try to figure out once and for all which came first, the egg or the chicken. The question of which came first, the chicken or the egg, has been a topic of fascination for centuries. It's a paradox that has puzzled philosophers, scientists, and the general public alike. On the surface, it seems like a simple question, but as we delve deeper, it reveals a complex web of evolutionary history, biological processes, and theoretical conundrums. One camp argues that chickens lay eggs, so the chicken must have come first. After all, it takes a chicken to lay an egg, right? On the other hand, proponents of the egg first theory claim that birds evolved from reptiles, and these reptiles laid eggs long before the emergence of chickens. Many scientists believe that birds evolved from a group of theropod dinosaurs during the Jurassic period. These early birds are thought to have hatched from eggs laid by their reptilian ancestors. Over time, these birds evolved into different species, including the chicken. But here's the catch. The modern chicken, as we know it today, is a domesticated species that was bred from wild jungle fowl. So, did the chicken exist in its current form before the egg? Or was it the other way around? Another theory suggests that the egg came before the chicken, but not in the classical sense. According to this view, the egg-laying mechanism evolved in a common ancestor of both birds and reptiles. This ancestor would have laid eggs that contained embryos with characteristics of both groups. Over time, these embryos would have given rise to different species, including the modern chicken. The more we learn about the evolution of birds and the biology of egg laying, the more complex this question becomes. For instance, did you know that many species of birds can lay eggs without being fertilized by a male? This process is called parthenogenesis, and it's been observed in some species of fish, reptiles, and even some birds. So, does this mean that an egg can exist without a chicken, or is it still a chicken egg if it's not fertilized? As we explore the evolution of birds from reptiles, we find that the egg-laying mechanism is an ancient trait that predates the emergence of chickens. The earliest known bird, Archaeopteryx, lived around 150 million years ago during the Jurassic period. It had many reptilian features, including teeth and a long bony tail, but it also had feathers and wings. The eggs of these early birds would have been very different from the eggs we see today, but they would still have been eggs. The role of eggs in reproduction is crucial to understanding the chicken and egg debate. In biological terms, an egg is simply a reproductive cell that contains the necessary nutrients and genetic material for an embryo to develop. It's a survival strategy that has been adopted by many species, from fish to birds to mammals. So, when we ask which came first, the chicken or the egg, we're really asking which came first, the species or its reproductive mechanism. The scientific consensus is clear. Birds evolved from reptiles, and the egg-laying mechanism evolved long before the emergence of the modern chicken. In other words, the egg came before the chicken, but not in the classical sense. The egg-laying mechanism was present in a common ancestor of both birds and reptiles, and it was this mechanism that gave rise to the modern chicken. So, there you have it, the answer to the age-old question of which came first, the chicken or the egg. It's not a simple answer, but it's one that reveals the complex and fascinating history of evolution. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this debate. Do you think the chicken came before the egg, or is it the other way around?